fun episode of Chaos in the Mad Mage's Dungeon. As last we left off, we had sort of a food wars situation happening in one room with Nintaris, who is cooking some salmon in some fireball-esque dwarven whiskey. Cinnamon flavoring the air and the manticores around him as they slowly become drunker over the course of the next few minutes. While that was happening, we also had a currently impervious to damage Lethvagi glommed onto by a black pudding who is currently enveloping your shape. Kuro was standing amidst just a stack of variously statued people.
We had passed a dead basilisk, hadn't we? Which is how we
Yes,
think the statues happened.
that would make sense.
Um,
Only we had a way of reviving them. Extra help.
I mean, if
Well, they'll probably
nobody
want their
wa-
stuff back.
yeah, let's not revive them. They're not important. They were interlopers in my god's temple. They deserve the fate that befell them.
You know, that is a valid point, interlopers in your god's temple, and as this black pudding is just trying to ooze over you and you just kind of watch these tendrils come up over your eyes, you're looking at the statue that it came off of, and you note that it's not a particular higher priestess in your religion, but a effigy of a high priestess in general. And you can see that the hands are open, as though they are meant to be holding something.
Interesting. I'm going to. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds on the black pudding
Oh my.
because it needs to get off
Oh
me.
my.
All right, one black pudding. Hold on.
So, roll to hit. That is a 12. Do I get advantage because it's surrounding me?
While I would say that you have advantage because it's surrounding you, its armor class is significantly lower than 12, so you hit it.
Okay. Can I roll to see if I crit?
Sure. It is easy enough to hit, smacking yourself.
I do not. That is going to do. Oh, that's rubbish. 11 points of necrotic damage.
All right. The black pudding takes 11 points of necrotic damage. It does not seem too terribly affected by that. It definitely hurt it, but it, being its amorphous thing that it is, it just kind of appears to slowly come back around that spot and continue.
Fine. Kuro, get this thing off me.
I thought you enjoyed being hurt.
I'm not being hurt. It is in the way.
Oh, all right. What can I do to it?
I mean, a number of things one assumes.
Ignore Lethvagi is probably high up the list.
I mean, yeah, but I don't really want to get close to it, so I'll just do just to say I helped. Just like a first level guiding bolt from where I am.
All right.
$14 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And then 12 radiant damage.
And 12 radiant damage. the black pudding sizzles in spots, and you can see, Lethvagi, from where you've hit it and where Kuro's hit it, little bits of this acidic material coming off of it that you get the feeling would definitely be burning you if you were able to be burned at the moment.
I wish.
All right. Oh boy, how do I want to do this? So if I could get everyone to go ahead and roll initiative, we'll go back to Nintar's cooking and do that within the initiative while you all deal with the black pudding.
Let him cook.
Still rolling terribly. That is a 12 initiative.
Hey, it's not terrible. I also got a 12.
I got 20, and I'm not fighting anything yet.
Yeah, we're just leaving you to take on the 3 manticores, don't worry.
You've got this, Boo.
I'm glad someone has faith in me, because I don't.
All right. Well, with a 20 and the black pudding only having a 2, Nintaris. What would you like to do to distract or otherwise deal with your current situation, which is large lion-type creatures with scorpion stinger-type tails and awkwardly human faces?
What can I do?
They don't seem currently intent on eating you. They have been eating the fish that you've been throwing at them, some of it poorly aimed.
There's not much I can do.
How drunk are they looking?
Yeah.
That is a great question. Manticores. Just give me some d20s real quick. 3 of those. You have some tipsy manticores. They seem talkative. They bicker a lot in the last couple minutes that you've been here. You do gather that they are somewhat possessive over their nests. You get the feeling that none of them, they will leave their nest if they absolutely have to, but they are absolutely suspicious that the other one will come and take something that they've gathered to their nest, and then they'll never get it back because they'll have to go over to their nest and lose something else to the other one.
They're tipsy. I'm going to attempt to get them to fight each other.
All right.
What's the best way of doing this?
There are persuasive ways to go about it. There are performance ways to go about it if you were creative and inclined.
Ask him who's the leader.
So I'm going to cook up some whiskey fish and throw it at this one here, if you can see the pointer,
Sure can.
while looking at this one and going, how dare he, that was aimed for you.
Okay. Do you want to... Well, you've already cooked your fish, so let's do a deception check or a performance check.
I'll do performance and see if I can get better rolls than last time. That's a 19.
That's better than last time.
That's better than last time.
Significantly better. Yeah, with a 19, you hear the manticore in the corner growl slightly under his breath, muttering something along the lines of, "You always do this." You have one irate manticore, currently. 3 tipsy
Again,
and 1 irate.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know yet.
I'm going to... How far away is he from me?
let me see. There's a ruler button.
25 foot. How close would I have to be to whisper? Or as in speak to this one,
Mm-hmm.
so that this one can't hear me as well.
Maybe within 15 feet, and that's just out of its striking range.
Okay, I'll move 15 foot.
All right.
So 15 foot from him, which is outside of his striking range.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
It's about here. No, I don't want to move the manticore towards me. Yeah. I'm going to, while still kind of taking the frying pan with me and kind of stirring it up and using the residual heat, I'm just going to kind of side eye towards the manticore in the corner. You are aware that one over there has been taking most of the salmon intended for you, right?
Would you like to make a deception check?
Yep. 21. And then I'm gonna just edge back to my miner's stove.
Nintaris has found his calling in manipulating manticores. I think we'll call that your turn, as you've instigated something.
Yep. I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna slowly start trying to put all the stuff back in my bag of holding, so that if a fight breaks out, I can run with all my stuff.
Amazing. Between Lethvagi and Kuro, which of you has the higher dex, or do you want to just roll it off?
I have a +4.
I've got a +3.
All right. In that case, Kuro, it is your turn. Lethvagi after.
Well, I will get a little closer. And did I see him do the inflict wounds and see that didn't work?
It did do some damage. It appears to be significantly more healthy than that.
I'll just go with a Toll of the Dead if I can get a wisdom save on it. Please.
Wisdom of a black pudding. How does that work? Oh boy. It's got so much wisdom. That's a 12.
Okay, that'll fail. Is the target missing any of its hit points?
Yes.
That'll be 14 necrotic damage.
14. All right. You see it begin to look at least halfway unhealthy. It's
Right.
half just sticky goo that is not moving now.
Good.
All right, then I'm gonna say you got this, buddy, and then start heading to check on Antares.
All right. As you head that direction, Lethvagi, what are you doing in your puddle that you're standing in?
I am going to summon a psychic blade into my hand and throw it at the ooze. Am I still getting advantage?
Sure.
That is a 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
That is 8 psychic damage. Now I believe I can do the same thing again as a bonus action. Oh, can I do? Yes, I'm going to do my sneak attack damage on that as well because I have advantage. That is another 6 psychic damage. And after you attack with blade, you may make a melee range attack with a second psychic blade as a bonus action. So that's 1d4. Not a d6 damage. So the second attack is a 12 to hit. And that's 1d4 plus 3. That is 4 more psychic damage.
All right. It is still on you, still ineffective, but badly damaged.
Lovely.
I say ineffective because each time I'm saying ineffective, it should be damaging you, but you have a Hallister-shaped shell around you. Just wanted to clarify that. All right, it is the Black Pudding's turn, and I wish its intelligence was more than a 1. As it continues to ineffectually try to eat on you. You get the distinct feeling that if it doesn't find some purchase, it'll probably scoot off fairly soon. But at the moment, you're still damaging it, and it is too stupid to comprehend why it could possibly fail at damaging you.
Which doesn't leave much room for brains.
No. Which brings us back around to Nintaris. Nintaris, I don't know. Kuro, how close are you getting on your turn?
I can only move
Gotcha.
15 feet, so I'm still in the room with Foggy.
Okay. Nintaris, there's a bickering happening between at least 2 of the manticores. The third one is kind of out of the way, seems to have realized that if he stays on his nest, those 2 might leave theirs, and then he could have an opportunity there. And those 2 appear to be inching towards each other, but both unwilling to fully step off of their nest lest the other one step in. Would you like to do anything with your turn, or head anywhere whilst 2 of them are distracted?
I'm going to carry on packing my stuff up so that it's all eventually back in the bag because I don't want to lose it.
That's fair.
They're reluctant to get off their nests.
They appear to be pretty close to fighting. It's at words and coming towards each other now, but you can see that there's a reason they haven't fought yet, and that being the tenuous situation of there being 3 of them, which is, it's so good it might have almost been planned. You're pretty sure it was. Somebody probably planned it this way. I mean, they have a troll in the next room that's feeding them, so obviously this is somebody's grand plan to make this room super deadly.
Oh, I can talk to him. I can't see what's going on. Never mind.
Can I see what's anything spherical or rollable in this manticore's nest?
If you want to go ahead and make a perception check. There's a few vases and things that have rounded bottoms that could probably roll a little bit.
I would like to. I'm going to edge about 5 foot closer. Just about there. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion and have one of illusion of one of the vases just rolling towards the other manticore.
Okay. Oh boy. Well, some utter chaos is gonna break out over there shortly.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to go back out the front door.
All right. It is not an issue as the sound of growling fills that room, and you definitely hear the sounds, as you turn to walk towards the door, of two of them fighting, but you can also hear the soft pad paws of one of them kind of sneaking up towards the other one's nest. You can get safely out of the doors if that is what you would like to do.
I'm gonna stand here when this one
Mm-hmm.
gets most of the way over here. I want to yell at this one. He's behind you, like pantomime-esque.
This is kind of beautiful. All right. Yeah, that is not an issue to get this one re-involved. It is utter chaos at the moment, so any one of them might peel off at some moment, but for the moment there are three very, very distracted manticores tearing each other apart to a certain extent. Weird note, though they are poisonous, they are not immune to poison.
To their own poison?
Yeah.
Or to like the booze poison? Or both?
Both. If they sting each other, it does poison them. So
That's a bummer.
yeah. So shortly, I will make some rolls as it comes around to their various turns to see who's poisoned and possibly dying via their own other boss. All right, Nintaris, does that end your turn? As I think that's more
yeah.
hit points than anyone's done. Just in a.
I'm gonna slowly edge to here. I'm in the doorway. I'm ready to kind of just fall backwards and close the doors.
All right. Lethvagi, you hear the sounds of chaos erupt in the other room. Snarling, odd, sort of cat-like, human-like yells.
I'm going to say to Nintaris in his head, because we're still linked psychically. Not dying in there, are we?
No, I've made a battle royale.
Proving to be not as useless as I thought you'd be. And I'm going to basically do the same thing again. I'm going to throw a psychic blade at the black pudding. That is an 18. For 6 psychic damage and sneak attack. That's another 6 psychic damage. And I will do my bonus action as well. That's a 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And 7 more psychic damage.
Okay. Still alive, full of some hit points.
This thing's tough.
It is.
It's very tempting to try and go and dump it onto Kuro, but I think that's a little bit mean.
We're on the same side.
Yeah, but it would be hilarious. I'm going to stay where I am.
All right. It should have actually been Kuro first. I forgot.
just thinking that.
I just had it backwards. Sorry, you're both 12, and my initiative tracker decided doesn't matter. You're just together now.
I thought we were taking turns.
That works too. Kuro, it is your turn regardless, unless you'd like to do anything that would disadvantage your...
I'm gonna move farther away from Lefagi.
Fair enough.
We're on the same side.
Yeah, and I'm letting you do what you love the most. Get hurt. So I'm gonna move up over here and just kind of like, is this open? This door? Am I able to mark things? Like, this is a yes. That's a door. Yes.
Yes, it is. You all opened
Is it
it to
open?
enter this room and saw the basilisk with the centipedes.
Is it still open?
Unless you all closed it on your way in.
Okay, so I'm just gonna peek and see how things are going in the other room. Now that I hear that things are definitely going in the other room.
Do you remember the old cartoons where there's this ball of dust and just various heads poking out and limbs and scorpion tail? That's kind of what's happening here. It
But
has
Nantaris isn't one of the heads, right?
uh glancing into the room, you can, from your viewpoint, as it is not super duper dark in here, and you have dark vision goggles anyway, you can see that Nantaris is kind of pushed himself up against the outer door, is fully out of the way of seemingly any danger as he seems to be watching the apparent catfight of sorts.
All right, I'll pull one of my pastries out and just kind of have a snack and watch the fight.
That's what I was imagining Nentaris was doing, like chewing on a bit of salmon, just leaning back, looking at his handiwork.
Yep.
All right. Let me just, since we have an 11, 10, and 10 for the manticores, give me just a moment to make some manticores fight each other, if you will. Because that's perfectly normal. Okay, if we were going to stab each other, possibly. Yeah, 23 would hit.
There it is. They're my fancy pastries. Eat one of those.
Well, they all managed to hit each other. Congratulations, everyone.
Good.
Don't know what to do exactly with this information, but you see tails lash out as well as teeth, claws. They all appear to make multiple attacks with biting and 2 claws, or 3 at once with their tail spikes on each turn.
Man, I'm glad that's not us.
Yep.
Isn't it lovely? It is then the Black Pudding's turn. It does attempt to leave your square.
I am going to. I'm going to. I'm going to pull the cat. Am I? No, it's a holy weapon. I am defending my religious temple. I'm going to pull the cat and nine off my hip and lash out at it.
All right.
I'm assuming I don't have advantages. It's now off me.
Yes, you would be correct.
Let's see what I can do. That's an 18.
18 definitely hits.
And that is 6. Slashing damage.
Slashing. All right. It is looking terrible. Almost dead, one might say, but nonetheless, it continues slightly away from you.
Fine.
Like, great, glad it's off me. All right, it'll wander its way further up the hallway, seemingly towards the snacking Kuro at the front. With that, Nantaris, it is your turn. These 3 have already heftily damaged each other. You're not sure if one's gonna win, if it's possible that they could all get each other at once, but what would you like to do with your turn?
I'm gonna carry on chewing on a piece of salmon, and I'm gonna hold an Eldritch Blast, and as soon as there's one that looks particularly bloodied, like on the edge, I'm gonna fire it off at him.
All right. At the moment, none of them are near to dead, but they do appear to have taken a hefty amount of damage from one another. You're also not sure on the physiology behind them, so you're not entirely sure what an almost dead manticore looks like.
Fair.
But none of them this round appear to be near to dead. You can hold that action if you'd like. One of them could near it next round, depending.
I bet they're too far out of range for that. Yeah, they're too far out of range, and I don't want to get close to 3 manticores doing stuff to risk something. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire over the 3 of them, so they all get advantage when they attack each other.
Absolute
Amazing.
chaos.
It's a pro gamer move right
Amazing.
there.
All right. Absolutely. A fairy-fired bunch of manticores fighting in a room. Why not? I love it. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. I'm going
They-
to carry on just sat there.
They
What-
need to make saves, I think.
Right. What
Any creature in each object in a 20-foot cube within range, which is 60 foot, is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. I'm going to go for violet. Any creature in
Good
the
choice.
area when the spell is cast is also outlined if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
we can do that.
Spell save DC of 15.
All right, we have one failure with a 7, presumably another with an 11, and look at that, a 5. So, a sparkling amount of violet, purple, coalescing glitter settles down over the top of these manticores, making this fight suddenly much more disco-esque as it goes.
When you're a bard, you can play like Night Fever as they're doing it.
Oh my.
Don't tempt me, I think I've got a few instruments.
Does that beautiful display of fireworks end your turn?
Yeah, I'll end my turn on that one.
All right. Kuro, we come to you as you're watching from the doorway suddenly become much more exciting.
Can I
do.
free action saying something? Sorry.
Probably. What do you need?
I'm just going to say in Kuro's head, behind you.
All right. I say you didn't ask again, and then I'll move towards it. How far can I go? I'll go like over here. And then I'll do another Toll of the Dead since those are free. Can I get a wisdom saving throw, please?
It can sure try. It can try really, really hard and roll a 2, which gives it, hold on, you ready for this? A 0.
I knew it was gonna be that.
That's a regal roll.
The poor pudding.
Ooh, 19 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
How would you like to decimate a black pudding?
Well, I imagine like just the tolling of the noise is so loud that its head explodes, but I don't know if it has a head, so it just explodes. That's
The-
kind of funny.
Quivering pile of black pudding slowly vibrates itself into such a speed that it splatters upon the walls and everything nearby, just missing you because it's much cooler
Okay.
that way if you're just, the guy that doesn't look at the explosion as it happens. You have ended a black pudding. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
I don't know if I can get quite back into my watching the fight spot, but I'll start getting back that way now that it's all disco.
Yeah, you can see the purple disco glow from the door. It's actually kind of nice as you approach it.
That'll be all.
I think we should definitely have, for the next drawing session, I think we should draw some disco manticores. Or everyone should draw some disco manticores.
I love it. I'm here for it, honestly. Um, that does bring us to Lethvargi's turn, as you see the black pudding just explode not too far from you.
Does he get splashed?
Sure, he's also immune to damage, so it just kind of sits on the outside, but it's sticky.
I'm going to say in Kuro's head, adequate. And then I'm going to take the crown out of my. Oh, is the statue holding its hands out like that or like that?
Make a perception check.
I'm back to the terrible rolls. That is a 1 for a total of 8.
Looks very similar to holding possibly two separate things. You can make a religion check if you'd like on this turn. Might give you something.
That's a. Oh, I thought that was another 1 then. It's not. That's 18.
If you had to guess, it's probably once, and probably the statues around it, once held relics to the church. Things like very old ancient cats of nine tails that have been used over the centuries and were weirdly crusted with blood, and hanging kind of incense burners and things like that frequently used in ceremonies. So likely there's a dozen odd relics completely missing from in here.
Okay. I am not going to offer up the current relics I have. I'm just going to take that information and I'm then going to move up here. How is this? Is this a wall?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So in which case, I'm going to just follow Kuro up here, and that will be my turn.
All right. And it's the Manticore's turn. Gosh, that's a lot of attacks.
They all have advantage against each other.
Yeah, so many rolls. All right. All right, let me just click as many times as fast as possible. Let's see if we can get an average going here.
While that's happening, when Lithboggy comes, I'll kind of offer. I'm eating like a muffin. There's only like a teeny tiny piece left, but I'll still offer it to him.
I would just turn my nose up at it.
Well, suit yourself, and I'll eat it.
I do not want your leftovers. Again, I say that in your head because I know it irritates you.
I wonder, do you have a problem hearing? Is this why you always speak in our heads? Is it clearer for you to hear?
No, it is so that others cannot hear us.
So you're actively ignoring me when I'm telling you it creeps me out when you talk in my head without saying that you're going to talk in my head. So I feel like I set like a pretty clear boundary. Like, please ask before you speak in my head. And you're just kind of, since you're not hard of hearing, you're just going out of your way to make me uncomfortable. And I feel like as part of my entourage, I don't really appreciate that much. And I feel like there should be more respect between the three of us. Just saying.
Your uncomfortableness is of no matter.
You know, I should really be pickier with my entourage.
Well, while those thoughts sink in, Nintaris, there is chaos happening in front of you. One of the manticores seems to be significantly worse hurt than the other ones. The one in the middle seems to have kind of somehow been ganged up on. They've not forgotten about the next, but they've formed an alliance of a temporary moment, being that they're on opposite sides of him.
So this one and this one are ganging up on this one.
Yes.
Okay. So thaumaturgy states in that I can create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range, such as a rumble of thunder, the cry of a raven, or ominous whispers.
Mm-hmm.
What's your interpretation of ominous whispers? Can I choose what's whispered, or is it just that kind of muttered, not quite sure what you're hearing whispers?
I think it's meant to be the undefined sort of whispers where you're not quite sure what you're hearing. I would let you make it sound like a particular thing or a particular language.
Um, why are all of my spells so short range? I don't want to get near them.
You need a familiar.
I do need a familiar. Okay. What's my movement? 35 foot. So that's 15 foot. Okay. I'm going to move to here, which should be 30 foot of my movement, leave me with, and 15-ish away from him.
All right.
And yeah, screw it. I'm gonna yell at this one.
All right.
You're about to be betrayed, and then move 5 foot back.
Okay. Do you want to make a persuasion? Because it is distinctly possible.
I'll make a persuasion roll. 23.
All right. There is some further snarling as you get the distinct feeling the fight is about to begin anew and possibly in multiple directions.
Yep. I'm gonna just keep moving. Well, moving backwards. I've moved my 5 foot, so I'm just gonna wait until the next turn and keep moving backwards.
Okay. Well, you did use your turn to talk, so if you'd like to use your action to take another movement of yours, you could.
Yes, please.
Let me go. Yes, that's fine.
I am the dodgiest referee for this fight.
Just get in there, push them closer together, and back up.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just literally going throwing grenades into an already awful situation and walking away.
Yep.
And we love that.
Oh, it's genius. It's fantastic.
It's impressive. Kuro, you are still watching the purple glowing manticore disco fight club that is occurring here. Would you like to do anything while you're watching or just observe?
If we're just kind of hanging out here waiting for that to happen, can I ponder my orb from last time?
Sure, if you want to make an Arcana check.
16.
Taking a look at it, you think this is something called a drift globe.
Oh. And I know what that is.
If you would like to know in an out-of-game manner, in an in-game manner, you've probably heard rumors about stuff that it could do. In an out-of-game manner, if you type it into your character sheet inventory, it should be in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, like I know what it does. I like, does Kuro know? Like, oh, this lights up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You're aware of how it works and what it's for. You've not seen one in person, but you've heard stories.
A cool consolation prize for losing my balloon, I suppose. An orb for an orb. I'll put it back in my bag. I'll test it out some other time when it couldn't catch the eye of a manticore.
Fair.
An orb for an orb. Orb is a tenet of quite a few religions, so.
Well, that makes sense that we found it in a temple then.
So, are either of you doing anything, or are we pondering orbs for the turn?
I'm just gonna ponder my orb.
I'm fine with that. I'm just asking.
Lethvargi will be doing something.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Lethvargi is going to move up to here. As he walks past Kuro, he's going to look directly at her and say, in his normal voice, "I'm going to talk into your head now." And
okay,
then
thank you.
Come up to here and then say to both Kuro and Antares in the head, we are wasting time. We have artifacts to find. And then I'm going to fling a psychic dagger at the closest manticore.
Okay.
Which I believe it got me just within 60 foot. It's 61 feet.
I think that's fine.
Thank you. I think I'm just going to have terrible rolls the entire game. That was a 10.
Yeah.
I think your computer's cursed. You're just gonna need to burn it and get a new one.
Did you roll with advantage?
No, I didn't roll with advantage because they are fairy-fired, aren't they?
Yes.
They are. Bright purple, matter of fact.
That is a 25. That is much better. Thank you.
Will hit.
Sneak
That
attack on that?
Yeah, that is. Let me take it all up for you. That is 9 psychic damage, and then I'll do the bonus action attack as well. Oh, that is a 13.
Is that with advantage too?
Yeah.
13 just misses.
There you go. So it was the damage I said, and
yes.
That's my turn.
You got it. Alright, well that takes care of you all. You've just damaged one of them. Oh boy. It's its turn next, so it is going to briefly turn and run towards you just because, in the moment. As it does that, the one next to it has an attack of opportunity. This is weird, you all. Just so you know.
We want to make sure you got to play in the fight too.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't think in like a decade of DMing that I've ever had something like this happen.
Yeah, and they're all fairy fired. So that's a critical.
Get him.
What do we even do with this information? Alright, that is how many points of damage? Okay, that manticore, as it turns to go running for you, Lethvagi, you watch as it seems to catch a large claw mark down the back, and it skids across the floor, just face down, kind of flopping near you.
Good.
Alright, which brings it to that one's turn, who ignores that one, going back to the one that it's meant to be attacking. Because it's not going to turn its back like that guy just did, because look what happened to him.
Idiot.
I know, right? One of them... Okay. Another manticore seems to very quickly and unexpectedly perish, leaving only the final manticore as it is covered in blood, breathing heavily. Nentaris. There is a singular manticore here.
I'm gonna bow and say, "Well done, champion," and then fire an Eldritch Blast at it.
All right.
That's a natural 20.
Definitely hits.
Perfect.
Don't forget to roll critical damage.
How do I roll critical damage?
I have no idea. D&D Beyond might do it automatically. Who knows?
If you right click on it, on the damage, I think you can select critical damage.
Oh, I can. Right, there we go. That is 16 points of force damage.
Okay. It is still up, but not by a lot. This thing looks like it has been through heck and back again, as it has its own kind of claw marks on it, its own stinger marks. It's very strange. But it is still upright. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
No, I'm gonna stay where I am. Actually, that's probably silly. I'm gonna run 35 foot down here.
Alright.
Yep, and that means I am probably still within its range. But I'll take that risk.
Possibly. Kuro, it becomes your turn as you watch two manticores fall, one still covered in purple. There in the middle. And Nentaris shoots it and takes off running.
I'll move on up here. And is this a nest here?
Yes, that is one of them.
Can I look at the nest and see if there's anything good in there from where I am?
Sure.
Any non-relic things, because I said I wouldn't take the relics.
Perception check.
Perception. 13.
There is a kind of a satchel amidst them. Looks almost like a messenger sack of some sort. Still appears to be pretty whole.
I think these guys got the manticore, so I'll just use the rest of. I'll just dash and go over and kind of like peek around
Just dig through
and
the
wait
stuff.
for them to finish the fight for me.
All right. Well,
Entourage.
while your entourage finishes the fight and you dig out a bag, Lethvagi, what are you up to?
I'm going to finish off this manticore, hopefully. I'm going to fling another psychic blade. That is a 25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And let's roll with that's 3d6 plus 3. That is 12 psychic damage.
How do you want to end this manticore?
That psychic blade is just going to fly straight through the air, straight through its like center of the eyes.
All right. Do you have like
then
a
they'll disappear.
phalanx styled psychic blade, or is it like a scimitar style?
They are. It is basically a like a circular rod with like 12 barbs down it.
Vicious.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm also, because I can, I know I don't need it, I'm going to add a cruelty dice to that damage and make sure it hurts as it does it.
okay. The last vision for a lot of you of this moment is a
Another
glowing
2 damage.
purple, oddly human face screaming in pain as it is struck through with a somewhat see-through psychic weapon.
And as it collapses to the floor, I will fall to my knees and I will say, Loviator, Mistress of Pain, take these creatures' suffering as my boon to you. I apologize for not being able to inflict agony on myself in your honor, but will do so at the closest opportunity. Then I will stand up again.
I'm gonna go up to this nest and have a rummage around.
I'm gonna go rummage in the nest. Yeah,
It's looting time.
go for it. Perception or investigation checks if you're really getting into it.
15 on perception.
Okay. Let's see here. Taking a glance through that general area. And the collection of things that it's got there. You find a couple of coin pouches. Looks like maybe 2 gold, some copper, about 29 pieces. A silver necklace that seems to have some sort of a bloodstone pendant look to it. And a wooden flute.
Wooden flute. I think I'm proficient in flutes.
I got an 18 on my investigation.
All right. Looking through the other stack of things, there is a chain shirt that appears to still be in pretty good repair. It feels very light when you pick it up. A lot lighter than most chain shirts that you've touched before. It's pretty. Maybe elven made, if you had to guess.
Oh, I should write this down.
You also find a pouch containing 1 gold and 14 silver pieces.
1 gold, 14 silver.
Appears most of the rest of the things in here have been variously trampled or rotted as they've been subject to 3 very cat-like creatures. It really doesn't smell great in here now that you're thinking about it and it's quiet.
As the others are doing their looting, I will say out loud, I have an offer for you both once you are finished.
Kuro, where have you just looted it? Was it the nest at the bottom or the nest in the middle?
Bottom. The bottom one.
I'll check the middle one, then we can divvy up what we've got.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do investigation on that one. And get 20.
All right. You find a small box that still appears to be intact and locked. Jewelry box, maybe, of some sort. It almost looks like a tiny model treasure chest.
It's a baby mimic.
I've always wanted a pet.
Yes.
It's locked.
You are traveling with 2 rogues.
Is it wood? Can you just smash it?
It is made of wood. It has some gold gilding to it, some carving.
Unless you think it's valuable to stay in one piece. It's like an action figure, you leave it in the packaging and it's worth more.
Potentially. Kuro, do you want to try and open this for me?
Sure. I will
But
try to open it.
hand the nice small mini treasure chest over to you.
I'll use my thieves' tools. For a 14.
You don't sense that any sort of trap was triggered or anything like that, but it doesn't seem to turn like you would expect it to. The lock seems to be deceptively simple. You got past the first 3 tumblers, and that should have been it. It should just turn, but it doesn't seem to want to.
I think we might have to smash it.
But what if we damage what's inside it? And if it's magical and we could sell this to the dragonborn lady, Uma Dubba Dubba Die, for platinum pieces.
For what?
That the dragonborn I was speaking to before we came down, they want to buy magical items from here.
For how much do you say?
It's a platinum piece.
Okay. I thought you said platinum pieces plural. I was like,
Well, there could be multiple items.
that doesn't match with what you told me. But do we want Lafagi to try it?
I will have a look at it if you
Yeah,
wish
go
me
on.
to. Can I? Can I have a look to see if there is a different mechanism to opening it?
Sure. Investigation.
This is a 17.
Taking a look at it, you think that it could be lockpicked if it were lockpicked very skillfully. But otherwise, it seems to have normal hinges, no puzzle box type qualities that seem to be movable on it.
I will then try and lockpick it. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Opening it up, you see inside a folded piece of parchment and a silver ring that appears to have some form of dwarvish carved around it.
I speak Dwarvish.
Ah, good for you. This ring appears to be engraved with dwarven symbols commonly associated with fertility and sexual potency. That's what it says in the book. I didn't even make that one up.
I am going to look at the bit of paper.
Okay. The piece of paper says heist successful, relics achieved, meet me in Skullport, bring wine.
I will share this information with the others. The Dwarvish on it is a ring of fertility, and it was clearly stolen in a heist. Someone wants to meet in Skullport.
Well, that's another magic item for the list.
It is. What have you found anything else, Kuro?
Yeah, I found this this nice chain shirt. I'll hold it up. See, like I'm wearing it.
Very fetching.
I know. I also found a little bit of money. What'd you find?
I found some money, only a couple of gold and some coppers. I found a flute which I would like to keep. I don't have an instrument yet. I forgot to bring them, but now I would have a flute. I found a silver pendant.
Do any
And
of these
this
items? Sorry. Do any of these items look like they are relics from my church?
They may be relics to someone or kind of hand-me-down inheritance type things, but none of them ring as specifically of your church to you. They are nice, but not your variety.
Before we divvy up what has been found, I have an offer for you both. I am the head of the Church of Leviator in Waterdeep. This is a sacred place for us. There are missing relics that must be found. I have no real concern for wealth. I have enough wealth to provide for many lifetimes. But if you two join me and help me find each of these relics, I will be able to provide you with enough wealth and connections to provide you for many lifetimes. My
You have
offer,
a list of all these relics that we need, or
I do not. I will search the diary of my forefather to see if there are any indicated, but from the last room, I am assuming that there are at least a dozen. I believe I have found one already. I may have another in my possession. I am not sure. My offer is thus. Any loot that we find along the way that is useful to us on our journey here, we take and we use to keep our journey going. That includes myself. Any relics of Leviator that are found are given to me. Any other loot and any coin that is found is split evenly between you two, and I will take no part of it. Also, if we exit this place and we have, for each relic, I will get you a favor or a boon, either from myself or a member of my church. I guarantee you that members of my church are also members of high standing in society. That is my offer.
why is it that all the rich people want to hurt themselves?
I mean, I could go into detail about it if you want.
Later, maybe. But I mean, I suppose if we're gonna
Do
keep
you not
exploring this
worship a
dungeon
god?
anyway,
Do you not worship a god?
I wouldn't say worship, necessarily. But if we're gonna keep exploring this dungeon anyway, I don't see why we can't put a focus on finding these relics. Then I wouldn't turn down a reward for finding them.
I would like to make a request if we're doing this bartering thing.
It was an offer, but I will hear your request.
I'm particularly interested in journals, spell books, old bits of information and knowledge. If I could have first dibs on that before it gets passed around, it would do me wonders and mean I'm more likely to help charm our way out of situations like fighting through manticores.
That was nice that we didn't have to do that.
I have no problem with that request. It does not go against what I have already said.
I don't read. I don't need those.
You do not read, Go.
I mean, I can read. I just don't read. It's boring. You have to sit still. I don't like it.
So, do we have an accord?
I think so.
For now,
Yes, I like that for now.
I think there are, like any good partnership or entourage, we should have regular catch-ups with how we're doing with our own individual goals, because I'm sure we all have them. You want to hunt weird relics. I need to find the truth. I'm not sure what Kuro needs. What do you need, Kuro?
I'm just here for a good time, honestly, and I've been having a blast. Can I keep this shirt?
For the chainmail?
Yeah.
I have no issue with you keeping it, provided I can. Tell you what, you keep the chainmail. Can I keep what I found?
The flute and the necklace?
Yeah, and then what do we want to do about the ring?
Do we? I have no need for the ring. Do we want to check and see if that necklace is magic or anything? Can any of us do that? I can't.
Not until I've slept.
We do also have the immediate issue of this temple has not been cleansed, and I believe there is a troll in the next room.
No.
If
Yeah, I
Okay.
should
we-
probably take care of that.
Do we take a minute to rest and just make sure we're up to date with everything before we go and fight a troll?
That does sound like the sensible option. We could go into the previous room and barricade the doors somehow.
Yeah, I think going into the... Wait, is that the room you two went into?
Hmm.
Probably a good idea. I can rustle us up some food. Actual good
Sounds
food
good to
this
me.
time, not just dodgy salmon.
I mean, it smelled pretty good from where I was. It's a welcome change from how this place usually smells. No offense to your goddess.
The smells in this environment are not the ones usually present in a temple of Leviathan. Although
Suppose
they
it
are
probably has
usually
more blood smell, if I had to guess.
blood and other more delightful ones.
Well, any good smell will be welcome here now. And if it comes with food, even better.
Okay, should we make our way into the... Should we say just the other side of the door where the skeleton is?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
All right.
For me, guys.
I will take the ring as well. I will close the box and keep hold of it.
Okay. You all bunk down around a very skeletal basilisk, cooking food. Are we taking an attempted short rest, long rest?
I am happy with either. I
Do we
would.
think we're gonna actually fight this next thing, or can we like talk to it until it fights itself? Because then I don't need any. I only used one spell slot. And
It's Wingardium Leviosa, right? And it hits itself with a club.
yeah.
So, during this brief interlude, I'm gonna attempt to make just a small kind of savoury dish, salted beef, kind of fried up with some of the bread from the that I gave to Kuro to look after. Like try and make a poor man's pie. Season it nicely, but using what I've got to hand.
All right.
I'm gonna play with my orb.
I'd like to make 3 of them using the wagon chef's utensils,
Okay.
and so we each have one. So just so you two are aware, because it's effectively a slice of pie, it lasts for 8 hours. If you eat it, you regain 2d4 plus 2 hit. It equals a common healing potion.
Ooh.
Nice. Are we long resting or short resting?
Sure, I think short rest, just enough for me to make us something that we can eat in an emergency.
But no spell slots.
I haven't.
I only used the one.
I'm relatively okay.
Cool.
I
You can
mean-
take a long nap if you need it. I
We
mean,
can-
you did have a very busy day with your black pudding.
But we don't know if the armor will vanish. And right now we have a literal human shield.
That's true.
I am okay with a short rest.
Okay.
We do not need to stay here for. I would rather prioritize cleansing the temple.
I'm taking the drift glove and I'm trying to like roll it on my arms like those fushigi things that used to be on TV where you like I'm
Amazing.
trying to do that.
I will spend. Shall we shut the doors and we could move a couple of the statues in the way? I don't think it's going to stop a troll, but it might slow it down.
Might startle him if he opens the door and oh, there's people right there.
Probably not a bad idea. Or we attempt to move the statues out here, and if we can lure the troll in, we can then stand behind them and use them as a shield. I mean,
How
they're dead
heavy?
anyway.
How heavy are these statues?
The ones in the temple proper, there's only one actual statue that's still whole. There are a bunch of statuified people. They're all
That's what I meant. The
Oh
people.
yeah, we are not moving the holy statues of my order.
the petrified people, however, are a range of halflings, kobolds, humans, elves.
I
Kobold
smashed
should be
this
light
one.
at least.
Just pick up a bunch of kobolds, barricade the door with it.
I like the idea of putting them out in the main route, but we don't need to do that now, do we? We can do that.
Yeah, it's your temple. How do you want to
Afterwards.
decorate with these guys? You can make them all hold hands, or make it look like they're fighting. That's probably more your goddess's vibe.
They will be destroyed before the temple is reopened. But if we can use them to our advantage during a fight, then by all means.
Katie, can I, looking at the wooden flute while this conversation of kobold decorating is going on, can I do an investigation to see if I recognize it from any of the various instruments I've seen played?
Sure.
So I want to try and figure out if it's a standard wooden flute or if there's a magical nature to it.
Gotcha.
He's a 13.
Okay. You don't recognize it specifically offhand, but there are these designs that are on faded paint on it that seem to be of a watery nature, kind of very stylized waves, fishes, bubbles, that sort of thing. It doesn't strike you as a particularly normal flute, and it doesn't appear to have been as waterlogged and various other debris covered as everything else around it. Its cleanliness leads you to believe that it's possibly magical. Probably at least slightly.
So following that, could I use doing an Arcana check to get an idea of,
Sure.
figure out what it is?
Sure thing.
That's a 9.
You're not entirely sure. It might take some experimentation or some thought.
I'm gonna experiment.
That's
I'm gonna move
spirit.
away from everyone else. I'm gonna just move here by the nest and experiment in a relatively empty space.
We
I
shut
want to
him
watch
out, right?
No, I want to
Ah.
watch. I want to see this.
All right. If you're just going to attempt to play it, you can make a performance check if you want.
Yeah, I am proficient in flutes as well.
Awesome.
So I will do a performance roll. And roll a natural 1.
Dear.
I'm out of practice.
It's weird. You go to blow on it, and it feels like it should blow like a normal flute, but out of the end of it, there's just this little spurt of water and a couple of bubbles that come out. You're not quite sure what that's about.
It's fun.
I'm gonna lift it up, look down it to see if I can see any blockages. You know, bits of manticore fluff, that kind of thing.
A whole lake.
Yeah.
You appear to be able to see all the way through it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it another go.
All right, if you'd like to make a...
And roll a 3 for a 13.
Yep.
You've had a long day.
There's a small puddle forming at your feet from the various spurts of water and bubbles, but otherwise seemingly no effect.
We'll put a fire out with it potentially. A really small one.
I want to taste the water. Is it salty? Is it like fresh water?
You know, it is kind of brackish. It is salty.
Maybe you can only play it underwater.
He's going to have a barrel of water in his bag now.
Does beer count as water in that instance?
Depends how good the beer is.
I'm gonna give it. I would like to get my 117-liter barrel of beer out my bag of holding, submerge my head into it with the flute, and attempt to play it. Just following Kuro's suggestion.
Okay. Go ahead and make another performance check. Should already be with advantage because you're proficient.
In that case, I will. That's good. That's 24 or a 17.
All right. Awkward. Blowing down into this barrel full of beer. How big? 107. You're not quite sure how it fits in the moment of space and time at which it appears, but a giant octopus suddenly bursts forth from the barrel. Immediately very drunk, very confused. It seems to kind of just eyeball itself around the room before focusing itself in on Nintaris and waving a tentacle vaguely in your direction. It's bigger than the barrel was. The barrel is in scattered bits around the floor.
Oh, I'm gonna need more beer. Oh no.
Got loads of
But
food
it
though.
worked.
Calamari for days.
No, we can't eat him.
We are not eating Jebediah. Look at him. He's beautiful.
Will he let us get close to him?
He doesn't seem to be hostile towards you in any way. Probably, if Nintaris were to ask it to do something, it has an amount of intelligence to comply to that.
I mean, we're not having a rest, right? We're going to lob it at the troll. Sorry, Kate.
Did these breathe water? Is it gonna suffocate?
They do, in fact, breathe water. It seems to be fine
Oh god.
currently, but you're
What
not
have I
sure
done?
how long.
Oh, I don't have a spell to fix this.
Now seeing what's happened, I'm gonna do an Arcana roll to see if I can figure out anything else about the flute.
Sure.
That's a 17.
It's distinctly possible that this flute was originally created by or for an aquatic type of personage, such as a merperson or similar, and summons aquatic beings when used underwater with a performance check above a particular DC.
Can I unsummon? I wouldn't know how.
It does not appear to have an unsummoning function. There is
Suck the ambassador instead of blowing it out.
just suck the octopus back up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Oh no, no. I mean, I can see this too. Shall we use this creature to our advantage and call the troll in, or
Give
it's
it a
going
valiant
to,
death.
or it's going to suffocate and we have
Yes.
food.
I think we just go and attack it with Jebediah the octopus.
So, Katie, that means we haven't had a short rest, right?
Not if you're doing that during it, no. Oh, that's too big of an octopus. There you go.
I'm gonna get Jebediah to crawl up onto my back. So I'm assuming he's back. Like I can have him
Is
as a
it-
backpack.
It's a kraken, right?
It is just an octopus. It is a rather large
Oh, okay.
octopus, but it is just an octopus.
Okay.
No, if there were a kraken in here, I don't think we would all actually fit in the room.
How did you all TPK? I summoned a kraken in a barrel of beer.
That's another thing we should have drawn, right?
Just an exploding octopus out of a barrel of beer.
Okay. Maybe, as it's not a giant octopus like I thought it was, maybe lobbing it at a troll is a little ineffectual.
I am going to give Jebediah a glorious death. It's what he would have wanted if I could understand what he says.
What if we like stuck our head in the other room and we're like, oh no, help! Our octopus needs medical attention, and maybe the troll will come in and then we can jump him.
Yes.
I'm just
that
trying to
could
get
go
Jebediah to
badly.
work in this
Yeah.
plan.
But we need to find the troll first. We don't know where it is.
Oh,
So, what are these doors? Are these like wooden? Can we see through them? Are they
They are all
solid?
solid wooden doors with iron handles. None of them appear to be locked. Uh, just
Are
looking
there
around.
any
Yes?
track? Are there any like track marks or footprints coming from either one?
Would you like to make a survival check?
Yeah. Well, that is a 23.
Glancing down, there are slick, almost sticky or gooey looking footprints in something leading out of the door nearest to the north of you. It appears to go back and forth a little bit. They're almost humanoid, but the toes are too long, one or two too many joints.
I believe it is this door.
This one.
I will move this one right next to where I am. Shall I bang and invite our interloper to join us? Or would we prefer to go in?
Go
we
in.
probably want to have the familiar ground, right?
I mean, there are 3 dead manticores around us. If we lined their stingers up, we could trip him with Jebediah so they fall onto the stingers.
Can we like cut the tails off and use them as a weapon? Sting him? I don't know how manticores work.
I once played in a game where a character genuinely had a scorpion on a stick as their weapon.
That's
sorry.
not a bad idea.
No, it wasn't a bad idea.
I have an octopus on a flute.
There you go. The flute makes water when it's out of there. Just splash tiny bits of water. See how long it survives. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize there were 3 doors. Is it the northernmost door or the
there's
middle
3.
door?
The northernmost door has the most footprints coming out of it. There are a few scattered around.
I am assuming that luring it in here and have lain some traps and us being positioned in our ideal places is probably useful.
Well, we open the door and we say, "Oh, all the manticores are dead," and see if he comes out.
If you wish to shout that down the corridor, then be my guest.
I'm gonna open the door in front of me if it's unlocked.
I'm going to come and stand over here.
You open it up, and you're able to make out that there is a long hallway proceeding north and south of the direction that you currently are, as well as a hallway proceeding east out of that hallway.
Oh, so there's
Hero.
all one hallway. Yeah.
Come here. I need your eyes.
All right.
So, Kuro, while Lutharki's not around, just so you're aware...
He can't hear us in our heads, right? I don't know what else he can do.
I don't think he can.
Let me find
Anyway.
one.
He's like, I'm double checking.
I'm gonna think really hard. The Mistress of Pain is the worst goddess ever. Let's see if I hear any disgruntled noises from the other room.
Let me check the... No, we can only talk to each other through it.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Okay, so... You know how I said there was the Dragonborn Obadobadabadai? is giving a platinum piece.
Mhm.
It was to put off Lethargy because he doesn't need the money, but I think me and you would enjoy the adventure. If we find very, very rare stuff, we could get thousands of platinum.
You know, I like the sound of that.
Like, they were wanting to pay like 10 platinum for like the really common stuff and like 5,000 for the really rare stuff.
So, like, you lied to me about how much it was worth. That's chill. But he already said
Yes.
we could keep everything, so I don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting you know how much money's in it now.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know what he'd agreed
I mean,
to.
I was already excited about a platinum piece, but
But this is more platinum pieces.
this is more platinum pieces.
Also,
I could get the good pastries for my next adventure.
Yes. If
So
you get-
many good pastries.
I only got the mid-level pastries for this one.
Hero makes their fortune in the dungeon and buys out all the pastry shops.
I could have my own bakery,
You could have an empire of bakeries.
dude.
Can you see any footprints on the floor? There's a path down the bottom and there's a path near the top.
I'll check the top path for.
I'll check the bottom.
Is that survival or
Sure is.
perception?
'Tis survival.
18.
Up there at the top, there are definitely some troll-type footprints, or what you would expect those to look like.
I
We
got,
got troll prints
I
up
got
here.
a 23 by me.
Okay. And a 23. There isn't any sort of footprints or anything going back that direction, but there is what appears to be some flickering candlelight down that direction.
I see flickering candlelight down my way. There's no footprints, but there's flickering candlelight, which could mean life.
Someone's been here recently, unless it's like magic candles or something.
Do I know what language trolls speak? From my education.
Possibly. Would you like to make a general history check?
Mm-hmm. That was a 13.
You are fairly certain that trolls are of the giant family, and likely speak giant.
I do not speak giant.
Do we want to go down the least trodden path and just investigate in case we get stung from two sides?
Or do we want to go the way we know it went if we are trying to use our. What was his name? Bartholomew before he goes?
Jebediah.
Jebediah, I'm sorry.
Jebediah, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm awful with names.
I do have a few water skins.
I might have water too. But I mean. Alright.
Do remember that we are in a dungeon with not very many sources of water, and you are going to pour it onto an octopus rather than save it to drink yourselves.
Well, you think Jebediah doesn't deserve to live as much as we do?
Yeah,
Less than us.
and this is coming from the person that brought 5 days of supplies.
This is true, so we're gonna outlast you anyway.
Are we going south or not south?
When you were speaking to the Manticores and Antares, did they tell you how often they are fed?
Nope, I didn't ask. I was more busy trying to get them to kill themselves so that we didn't have to. And it worked.
It did work exceptionally well. I would suggest we go and deal with the troll because it may be coming soon anyway to feed the Manticores.
Did we see the troll or did they tell us there was a troll?
They said there was a troll.
Okay, so it's not like
Or
he's already been
Wait.
here today. I don't remember.
Not that I disagree with you, Lethargy. I have concerns that I can see flickering candlelight down a corridor, and if we get battered and bruised fighting a troll and then get ambushed by potentially more sentient individuals, we're going to be trapped. Whereas if someone sneaky snuck down there and had a gander, we could,
I
you
can
know,
take a
just
gander.
cover ourselves.
If there is logic to both ways, I trust
I'm-
one of the stealthy members of the party to go and have a look without being seen.
I'm not stealthy. There are two paths. We have two stealthy-ish people. Just saying, we could. I can stay where I am because I'm the loud, obnoxious one, and
You are.
you two could go do the sneaky looking.
Dibs on the bottom one.
Very well.
All right. So, we're splitting the party, just making sure I understood that.
Yup.
What?
Eyes shut, jump in. What can go wrong, right?
That's the spirit.
Is there a way that I can attach one of the chains and manacles that I have across this across here?
It's an odd question. Do you have anything like pythons or
I do have pitons, yes, I do.
if
I even
you
pronounce it the proper way because I'm British.
okay. I honestly have
Weird
only
flex, but okay.
I've only mostly read it, so it's one of those words that I only pronounce the way
So
that's in my head.
I'm just being silly.
Oh no, you're fine.
You pronounce it the proper way because you're American, and I pronounce it the proper way because I'm British. It's just being silly. So what I'd like to do, so I've got lengths of chain in my bag and manacles in my bag. So I would like to bang piton into each wall.
How much
And-
noise is that gonna make?
It's gonna make a lot of noise. That's
I
not really
would-
stealthy.
I would like to.
We picked you for your stealth.
That is true. What are the walls made of? Are they stone walls?
They are stone walls. There are in the doorway near to it anyway, kind of torch holding sconces that are made of cast iron.
I don't think. Does that help me?
Depends on what you mean by help. You could, in theory, put a chain over top of one of the sconces and use your python to sort of lock it in place by driving it through the chain between the sconce and the wall.
Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is make some kind of like barrier trip wire so that, and then put my ball bearings on the floor there as well, so that if I run into a troll, I can run backwards and the troll is going to chase me, hit the ball bearings and the tripwire, and be prone on the floor and not killing me.
I mean, you can certainly try to do that. That's easy enough. They'll be lower on the floor. You do feel like hammering in a python might make a significant amount of noise.
Where are the torch sconces?
A little bit higher up. But you're also not sure how tall a troll is. You're not actually even entirely
might
sure that it wouldn't have to
Clothesline it.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it from the torch sconces and put the ball bearings on the floor as well, so that hopefully it'll slip or get clotheslined.
Okay.
So I'd like to do that, and then I'll sneak off down the corridor.
Would you like to go ahead and make a stealth check? Just to kind of cover both your sneaking and your setting up of this trap?
is a 16.
How good does a troll feel like hearing today? Who knows? Good lord. Maybe you hear some snoring from that direction. I think he's definitely asleep. Yeah, you sneak off down the hall without a problem. Your friends are only a little ways ahead of you as they were headed down that same dark hallway. Speaking of which, Kuro, you're out in front, leading the way.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 19 for stealth. Or was it 19 or 18? 19.
Very stealthy in either case. You can see that the hallway seems to branch off both in an easternly and a southerly direction.
And I just kind of like stand here and peek
Mm-hmm.
and kind of see what's in either direction.
There appears to be a continuation of hallway to the south that rounds off of it, seemingly turning into another hallway, and a room up near the first one that you're looking down, which is what appears to be a feast hall of some sort. As soon as you step into that part of the corridor and can look and see the tables, the smell of it hits you. This place smells awful. There are, you're not sure exactly why, but piles of rotting meat just setting on top of these tables on various silver platters. You don't know how long they've been here, but it smells like they've been here a while.
That's fun. Well, at the very least, they'll have to run a hot minute to get to us, and we'd probably hear them running if we want to.
Do we go
try and
back
go
and
to the
explore
top.
later?
Yeah, we can come back later. Also, it smells awful down there, so I don't think I want to go down there anyway right now.
I'm gonna be badly blowing on the flute to get water's dribble out onto Jebediah.
Jebediah just existing in tiny splashes of water.
I'm so sorry, buddy. At least he's drunk.
You know what's really bad as well is that octopuses are highly intelligent. He probably knows
I know!
what's happening to him.
I'm dying.
I'm so sorry. This is my fault.
I didn't mean to summon you in my beer.
I told him to do it.
So, tiny splashes of water being the noise of the day as you investigate the tunnels down and below. Are you heading back up towards the troll den or investigating theoretical meat rooms further?
I mean,
Let's
I've
go troll
gone round.
first.
I was going down the top corridor.
Right. So you're going to continue down that way after you do the ball bearings?
Yeah.
So you're going to step on your own ball bearings?
Well, no, I'm going to put them behind me as before I go.
So
so you
we're
have-
going to step on your
So
ball
that you
bearings.
have to run through them to get away from him.
Well, I was planning to leap over them. I'm pretty dexterous.
All right, we'll wait here on this side of the ball bearings and let you handle it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, as you make your way here, you
Yeah.
can hear the snuffling and snoring of something large. Rounding the corner, you see a very large, lumbering, slightly too many jointed creature snoring smellily in the corner of the room.
I am going to see that and sneak back to just before the ball bearings. And actually, I don't need to come back. I can speak in your head. I'm going to. Can I see them at the other end of the corridor?
Yes, the chain is the only thing between you and them.
I'm going to raise my hand and hope Kuro can see me. Do this and then talk in her head. Talking
All out.
both of their heads and say, "Sleeping troll, shall I alert it into the trap or?"
You want us to alert into the trap? Okay.
Well, if it's sleeping, maybe we should just like take out one of my knives and go like this. If I don't know if you can hear me, so I'm just mime murdering it.
I mean, I will tell you what I will say to them. I will try and end it quickly, If I cannot, it will be coming at speed behind me.
Okay. I will
Be prepared.
back up over here.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to stay here, and when you see me, when you run away, drop to the floor.
Me? Or
No, Deathvargi.
Yeah.
Using the weird mental, and I'm gonna just kind of pat Jebediah on the head as I'm having this conversation while
Okay.
staring down the hole. Casey,
Yes.
can I prepare an Eldritch Blast for if I see anything that isn't Lithvargi coming down that corridor?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Doing whether I can. I'm going to do a horrific thing.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to. Right, it's really horrific. Okay, I'm going to do it. So my plan is to get my tinderbox out and light some fire, like just get sparks ready. I'm going to basically sneak up to the troll, pour a bottle of the whiskey I've got over the troll, light it, and then try and stab it in the throat and run.
Okay.
Can we do that? Is that against TOS?
Probably. Okay. You get it poured over the troll. You light some whiskey. It seems to be burning from a spot. You stab it and run. Can you roll to stab?
Yes, I can indeed. Actions. Where's my life? My normal life. We're going to do it with my psychic blades, but it's not an actual. It's my. That's a natural one.
You meant to stab the troll. You definitely aimed for it. The knife slides past it, and you find yourself turning and running anyway, I assume.
I mean, have I managed to light the brandy? It was brandy, not whiskey I had.
It has been lit. What little bit of clothing the troll has is a flame. You get the distinct feeling its skin is going up currently, too. On its turn, it'll probably take some fire damage.
Well, I am going to then run, yes.
All right.
And if I was there, let me measure it out to make sure I'm not too far. 15 to there. Down here.
Mm-hmm.
I will say it is a flame. It'll be coming shortly.
Okay, do you want to duck or stand there?
I'm running.
Okay. Can we go ahead?
I have not ducked yet.
Can we go ahead and do initiatives?
Please let me go before Nentaurus.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Nice.
6 for a 10.
Natural 20 for a 23.
Watch the roll. Watch the troll get 25.
All right. The first in the round is Kuro. Kuro, you can't see it, but you can hear something grunting, probably cursing in a language you don't understand, and moving around in the next room as you can see Lethvagi kind of booking it around the corner. You can just make out that he's headed down that way.
Right. Hmm. $60. Oh, I can't see Lafagi. Or can I?
You can
He's around the corner.
You can hear
I
him?
can hear him. Alright, I'm gonna hold I was gonna say Eldritch Blast, but that's not me. A guiding bolt.
Sure.
for when I see the troll, if it makes it to me.
All right, one held action. Any?
I suppose I'll. No, I won't. I'm not going to move. I'll stay safely in my little corner.
Understandably.
That'll be all.
All
now.
right. Safely tucked away in a corner, Lithvagi, we come to you. You have ball bearings in front of you, a chain across the doorway, and the sounds of something large moving behind you.
So my plan is to run up to the where the ball bearings start and try and leap kind of below the chain above the ball bearings and land.
Do you want to make an acrobatics and athletics?
I would like to make an acrobatics check, please. Don't be terrible.
That's pretty terrible.
That's
bad.
That's a 5.
So you go prone on the ball bearings.
Good.
That's where you are right now. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
I would like to grunt in pain as I roll upon these ball bearings, and
It is at that moment that you feel the ball bearings too, as the visage of Hallister disappears from your
yes,
existence. So a little bit of pain for you, get you started, I guess.
You guys hear in your head, probably a little bit accidentally, a kind of and then I'm going to. Was my leaping my action?
I assumed so.
Yeah, that's fun.
Maybe
That's fun.
15 feet of movement involved.
I will. What does that do? Oh, I'm going to. Forgot I had this. I'm going to use my vital sacrifice blood boon, which means I'm going to like push myself down into these ball bearings and deal myself 1d6 damage.
Okay.
Which is 4 damage. And then this is it's a bonus action, by the way. I am going to. So for the next hour, I have a blood boon. I can spend it to do one of several things. I'll tell you when I'm doing that.
All right.
Do you want to know what the possibilities are now, or shall I just tell you when I do it?
You can just tell me when you do it.
Oh.
We'll all be surprised. All right. As your turn passes, you hear the sound of heavily approaching footsteps, grunting, and the sounds of something in pain from being on fire as the troll rounds the corner hard enough to slam into the wall before straightening itself back up again. It is currently out of its movement, so it expends the rest of it to land directly over top of Lethvagi, kind of spindly arms holding out on the side of the thing as it's almost at the ball bearings that you're at, because you're on them.
At this point, because I held an Eldritch Blast for when I see something that isn't Lethvagi, can I fire that off at...
You
Maybe.
absolutely can.
Roll good. 23.
23
That's
definitely
good.
hits.
Which is 11 points of damage, and it's moved 10 foot back. Because I have Repelling Blast. Because it should do the maths for me.
There we go. Awesome. As it rounds the corner, gets all the way up to Lethvagi, you just kind of blast it in the center of the chest, pushing it backwards just a bit, but enough to make it suddenly a lot less threatening to your compatriot.
Then I'm going to move through this door.
Okay. It is actually your turn, so you have your held action, and then you have your turn. So you have your action, your bonus action, and your movement if you would like to use them.
Oh, in that case, I will fire again at him.
I thought that might be the case.
Yep.
Pelling blast is nice.
Yep. For a 19 to hit.
19 definitely hits.
And 5 points of force damage, but it's pushed 10 foot back.
Amazing. It is also actively on fire, which is a great thing.
And then I'm going to move down here, taking Jebediah with me.
Also, just in case people are going, how did Lethvargi notice that on fire? My assumption was if I knew that they spoke giant, I would probably know that fact about them as well. I should have checked. But...
He's metagaming.
It is all good.
Twitter's gonna get you for that.
I am fine with trolls being known to be harmed by fire. Whether or not you know why, you've heard the rumor. Anyway, Troll's turn, Nantaris' turn. Nantaris, is that the end of your turn after you move out?
Yep, I've moved out. I'm making sure Rob, which door did you put the chains on?
It's where I am now, isn't it? Over the barbarians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to stay where I am because I should have direct line of sight to the corner.
All right.
I'm just going to pat Jebediah.
Seems somewhat calmed, you think? You're not sure. Not even entirely sure if you've met an octopus before, but he seems okay for the moment.
It is 11:30.
It is
So-
11:30. Do you all want to try to finish a troll, or would you like to pause there? I do have its current HPs.
I'm happy with either.
I mean, it's 5:30 here. I don't know about. So it's not a problem for me.
I'm happy with either. So we can finish the troll off, and
Yeah. Cool.
if everyone's happy with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You can certainly try. Kuro, you are up first.
Okay. I'm going to move forward just enough that I could see our prone friend here. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on him. And then I'm going to get out of here.
That's surprisingly kind of you.
It's the panic of the moment. And I'm going to get back over here. So you have +2 to your AC. I expect to be yelled at about it later because now you can't hurt yourself, but that's a later problem.
All right.
That'll be all.
Okay, an upped AC buff, which brings us to Lethvargi. As you are prone upon the ground, a troll briefly looming over you, drooling down upon you, now shoved back 10 feet.
I am going to fling my psychic blades at it. That is a 12 to hit.
12 for a troll does not hit.
I am then going to try my bonus action to do the same thing. That is a 24 to hit.
24 will definitely hit.
And then that is... I can't add my sneak attack, but I am going to add my the vital sacrifice boon, which does an extra 2d6 necrotic damage to it. So that is going to be 17 damage. 4 of which is psychic, 10 of which is 7 is psychic, the rest is necrotic.
Noted.
I am then going to push myself back like 10 feet and then use 15 feet of my movement to stand up and then move like 5 feet this way.
All right. moving yourself out of the hallway and out of sight of the troll.
Hopefully.
Does that end your turn?
It does indeed.
All right. That brings it to the troll's turn. Let's see about it getting through here in the end.
Does it garrot itself?
It might. We're gonna make some possible athletics checks. Uh, well, it has a natural 20 insofar as the ball bearings, but its perception to see the rope above it, less so. It runs into the rope, which seems to stop it dead in its tracks as it just, and I mean just out of reach of you, attempts to make its attacks, but it's just this far away from you. Chain around the neck, struggling against it.
That's...
Yeah. I almost asked it if that ended its turn. Nintaris, it is your turn.
Seeing the troll, I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt at it.
Got it.
Because I believe that's 30 foot away from me. Yeah. So let's see if I can hit with it. 16.
16 does hit.
Okay, let me remind myself what this does. Beam performance. So it forms a sustained arc of lightning between me and the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage, which is going to be 3 points of lightning damage, and then I think I can do that. I can use an action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target every turn.
Amazing.
So there's now just this blue buzzing tether between me and said Gribbly.
Seems to be highly effective as the troll looks to be in immense amounts of pain, highly confused, and badly damaged.
See, Jebediah, look what I can do.
Please be proud of me.
I'm sorry for summoning you in beer.
Jebediah waves his arms a little vaguely.
Here's a question for you. If I cast that with my Warlock spell slot, that's automatically cast at a higher level, isn't it?
I do believe it is, yes.
So it would be when you cast using a spell of second level or higher, which it would be. So it's an additional 1d12 damage.
Go ahead and roll it.
There we go. 9. So
Nice.
It's 2d12 every turn. I need to remember that.
Very nice.
Amazing. One might say the troll is looking bloodied. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that ends my turn. I'm gonna stand a little bit closer.
Just slowly moving.
Yep.
Kuro, it rolls back around to your turn.
Alrighty. This I'll just kind of peek around like that, and I'll toll the dead. So if I can get a wisdom saving throw, please.
You can certainly try. Trolls, highly known for their wisdom. That'll be a 9.
So that'll fail. It is missing some of its hit points.
It sure is.
So that'll be 12 necrotic damage.
Oof. It is still up, but you now see bits and pieces of it as it begins to rot off from the necrotic damage, slowly eating away at its flesh.
Nice. I'm just gonna go right back over here and wait for it to be done.
Okay, have fun. Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Lefagi, that brings us to you as the troll sizzles with necrotic energy.
It's within 5 feet of me, is that right?
Yes.
I am going to say, dare defile the house of my mistress, and I am going to basically hit my palm onto it and cast inflict wounds. That is a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits.
And it is... Really? I rolled a 10, a 1, and a 2. So that is 13 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I'm then going to... Bonus actions have I got? Oh yeah, I'm a rogue, aren't I? I'm going to take I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, and I'm going to move 30 feet this way.
All right.
And that is my go.
At the end of your turn, the troll who is not prone and is currently just stuck on a chain make his way out of the room and come join you.
Good.
And let's see here. It is going to make 3 attacks upon you.
Wonderful.
That is a natural
But you have
20 for a 27.
Oh, the +2 is not going to help you there, but you do still
That
have
one
it.
definitely hits.
A 21 and a 24. This
Well,
I tried.
I might be down.
you might be. That is 15 points of damage,
Yeah.
10 points of damage,
Yeah.
and 4 points of damage.
I am down.
So, question. I didn't think this was going to become relevant, but it has. Earlier, I was holding a guiding bolt, and I never cast it, so I marked it off as wasting that spell slot. Is that correct?
If I would say you
Because
didn't
I didn't cast it.
expend it. So you didn't cast it, so you didn't expend the slot.
So I have the slot? Excellent. Okay. I can heal him.
So yeah, I'm down.
Amazing. Then
In fact, I was down after the second one, so I'm down and I have lost 2 saving throws.
nice.
Can't let him die. He's going to give us so much money.
He has our paycheck.
Exactly.
Nantaris, it comes around to your turn as you watch your benefactor fall under the claws of a troll.
I'm gonna move somewhat closer. I'm not a tank. I'm gonna deal 2d12 lightning damage to it.
All right.
With Witch Bolt. And do 20 points of lightning damage.
Let's go.
All right. How would you like to end this?
Ooh.
While holding Jebediah kind of up on one hand so you can see, look what I can do, and I'm gonna pull the witch bolt cord towards me and just have it slowly cut in half the troll, so it just kind of sloughs off.
Because it doesn't smell bad enough in here.
The troll sloughs into half, splattering various colored troll blood over the very still form of your compatriot. That was your turn, Nantaris. Did you have anything else you want to do?
No, I can't. I'm gonna move closer now that the troll is dead,
Okay.
and yell up at Kuro that it's dead.
Kuro, it rolls around to your turn.
All right. Are we still on initiative?
I don't think you can
we-
reach me.
I don't think I can make it that.
We are in initiative because of that reason.
I can dash, but then I can't heal. Is it an action or a bonus action to force feed a healing potion?
Unfortunately, if you're drinking it yourself, it's a bonus action. It is an action if you are feeding somebody else.
I'll get as close as I can.
You
I
might
think is.
have a healing spell that's a bonus action. That's
I
possible.
don't. I only have cure wounds.
Oh
and
no.
That's a full action.
It sure is.
So I can get a bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 21. I can get to him if I dash, but then I just kind of just stand over him and watch him die, I suppose. I'll be a comforting presence if he dies.
Excellent, excellent. Does that end your turn with your comforting presence?
Yeah.
Awesome. If you want to go ahead and make a strangely important first death save.
It's very important. Oh my god. I can't die? I don't want to click it. Like, oh. Right, I'm doing it. That's a natural one.
It sure is. It goes disturbingly quiet in the nearby area as someone very used to pain feels an amount maybe he's not felt before. As his eyes go dark, I think that's where we'll end it for tonight and come back next week.
Ah!
Wow. Wow.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't get attached to you.
I mean, was not expecting that, but 3 hits from a troll, the second one sent me down. That's how it would work. I was so pleased with my trap as well.
It was a good
You got
trap.
yourself. That was so
And-
good. You got yourself.
And I set it on fire. Like, it's how you fight a troll, right?
In any case, thank you all for watching. We'll figure out what all's happening there later on this week. If you have time, please go visit our pre-launch Kickstarter page, which you can find by searching Gold Mountain Games. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll see you all again next week.
Maybe a new character.
Hi guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.